My name is Lance Graves. I'm from Hartshorn, Oklahoma. The horse that I won the Solid Paint-Bred Barrel Racing yesterday, her name is LLP, Susie's Witch. She's a 7-year-old solid Palomino mare. I got this filly when she was a 2-year-old, and I rode her for a little bit, and I sold her to a really good, close personal friend of mine named Belinda Wheeler. Belinda currently still owns her to this day. We were fortunate enough to buy her, even though she has a strong barrel racing pedigree, to a little bit lower price. We could actually afford her, and Belinda was able to afford her as well, to just because she was solid. But she's by a stallion called Streaking Again. We got her broken started and had her riding decent, and then Belinda took her on from there, and she's ridden her since she was a 3-year-old. We've had her all this time, and now she's 7. We call her Haven. Haven has some strengths and some weaknesses like all horses. Her biggest strength is that she's a physically resilient, strong mare. She's physically strong, and she's very fast. It's taken her probably a little bit to, you know, our sport of barrel racing is more a finesse type of event, and she's kind of like, I would refer to her as a bull in a china shop. So it's taken her a little bit to really to find her feet and to find that rhythm where she can be fast instead of just be, you know, like a football player trying to do ballet. It's taken her a little bit to learn that style and that flair, but she's really strong. She's really, she's successful on basically any kind of ground. She's a really sure-footed mare. So we drew 4th on the ground yesterday, and they dragged after 5, and a lot of people were concerned about that because it's a deeper, soft ground, which is good. The turf was great, but it's a deeper, soft ground, and if you have a horse that has a tendency to be a little bit weak or not so strong, it's not advantageous for you to be at the bottom of the ground. And she drew at the bottom, and it had no effect on her, and she just powered right through and went on. Many times in our industry, in the barrel futurity industry, we ask so early for those horses to be great when they're so young, and it causes a problem with the longevity of the animal and for them to be successful as a 7 or 8-year-old or even up into their teens. And this mare she wasn't exposed to that, so she got the opportunity to grow up to become the animal that she was going to be before she really learned to do the sport we wanted her to do. So she wasn't, you know, a gangly teenager trying to get her legs and do a sport on a professional level. She had the opportunity to grow up and to mature into the animal that she is today. And really, she's the best she's ever been now as a 7-year-old. And as I said, we've had her since she was 2. So for new riders and amateur riders, I always say the most important thing first off is to love the animal. I have seen horses that weren't as talented as other horses win because of their desire to please their partner. You know, we try to forge a bond between the horse and the rider and use it to your advantage. You know, there are a lot of horses that are great athletes and great animals, but if they don't try and it's not important for the horse to please you, then you have nothing. So I always try to get my new riders and my amateur riders to interjoin that passion and that love, and then carry it forward to whatever discipline or event that you want, because an animal that loves what they do is just like a person that loves their job. You know, they're going to perform better, they're going to be happier, they're going to make the environment around them better. So just use the passion that you have and try to create that passion with your horse. And I mean, love the horse, love the event. I had a really good opportunity to speak with Pancho Villarreal yesterday about the PB RIP program. Now, this is the first time that I have attended the APHA World Championship Show in a number of years. And actually, it's my first APHA World Championships that I've won. It's my 20th World Champion Barrel Racing title of my career, and so it was kind of a milestone, emotional moment for us yesterday. But the reality is, the reason that I came back to this event is because of the renewed support of solid bred horses. And in my world, there are a lot of those horses that have been successful that the people in the paint industry are unaware of, because there's no real significant, you know, titles and benefits and whatever. And our goal is, you know, on my at lancegravesclub.com and on my Facebook post and all my fan pages is, you know, we've received literally thousands of congratulations for winning the title yesterday. But more than just patting our own ego, we're trying to bring more attention to that. Look, if you have a solid breed paint horse, it's not the end of the world. I have friends that run racehorses on the track for years, and they would be devastated if the colt came out with no color. Well, whether the colt has 2 colors or 1 color, he's still the quality animal, you know? So I have to applaud. I applaud the APHA for the PB RIP program, and I applaud the APHA for adding the solid breed classes. I think it is a very positive thing for all of us, for all the horses and for the industry. So for that, my hat's off to the APHA, and I would just like for everybody to know that and know what we're trying to do on our end.